Um,
Just sit down here, or maybe that isn't comfortable for you.
sure, I think it might be. If you were to describe your father, how would you describe him? He was the kind of man who...
Well, he enjoyed being with people. Very congenial. He could be very set in his ways, but I think we're all more or less that way.
Mm-hmm. What's some advice that your parents gave you? Do you remember what sort of things they wanted to make sure you knew about the world, or?
Just stay out of trouble. Yeah.
Do you remember what sort of habits your mom used to have?
No, I really don't.
Tapping her fingers or banging her spoon or...
No, I don't. Nothing that I can recall.
How about your father?
No, you mean little habits? No, I don't know. I can't. Nothing outstanding and characteristic or habits.
What about habits like smoking or any of that? Did your dad
Dad
smoke?
couldn't stand to smoke.
Oh,
He
really?
got sick. And he got migraine headaches so very, very easily that he would be sick every time. And he couldn't drink either. And it's a characteristic that's carried on in the family, because I'm one of those too. I can't stand to drink hardly at all.
So he couldn't be around people that smoked either then, being around smoke bothered him?
Oh, it got to be too much. Yeah, if it got too heavy, he couldn't stand it. But if he tried it himself, then he would be sick. He tried smoking cigars once in a while, but it just didn't work.
How about your mother? Did she ever smoke or anything?
No, she sure didn't. She was very straight-laced.
Do you know did your parents have any expectations about you when you grew up, what they hoped you would be or accomplish? Or?
I really don't know. I thought they saw that we had good marriages. Both Cordy did and I did. Keith, of course, that was after they had passed away, and that wasn't anything to brag about. And Carol and Wayne, that's kind of been a war zone sometimes. They were proud of us.
How were you expected to behave when you were a child? Do you remember some specifics that you had some rules that you had to follow?
When we were in town.
When you were younger?
Don't let any strangers pick you up. That was drilled into us. I guess it's the same today, isn't it?
Yeah. How about behaviors around the house? Were there certain things spoken or unspoken that you were expected to do?
Well, I was always helping Mother and cleaning up after the boys. I was only 10 when I started baking cookies and cleaning and all that. Wasn't it well, I never cared for dolls, so I didn't play with dolls at all. It wasn't my cup of tea at all.
Me neither. So the home that you always lived in, was it the old Nissen place? You said, is that where you lived? That where you
The
grew
old
up?
Nissen place is where, where we lived, most, yeah. See, I was 11 when we moved from the Pursuing place. Yeah, I lived more at the old Nissen place. Where Keith lived for many, many years.
What was your favorite room in that place? Do you remember having a favorite?
Oh, I suppose the family room, the living room.
Why is that?
They had more room, for one thing. And they had a screened-in porch, too. That was nice in the summertime. We could sit out there. We wouldn't get bit up by mosquitoes.
Oh, we're still at it.
Oh yeah. Come on in. Do you have any special heirlooms or treasures? Do you have anything of your folks?
Yeah, I do. A few things. I've got pictures. You've seen them.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Anything else? Dishes or jewelry or clothing or
I got some jewelry.
like not wedding rings, you said you don't know where they are or anything, but anything in particular that has a story to it or
Well, she had a watch that hung on a chain that Dad had given her, and a bracelet that Dad had given her. Beautiful things. I can show them to you.
sure, that'd be nice. Get it on videotape anyway.
Yeah, something she couldn't sell. But this is something else. This is Soren Fayberg's pencil box from 1890. That big? He must have been an adult then.
Yeah.
Look at the script. Look at the beautiful things there.
All 4 feet 6.
Yeah. This is
4th of April, 1890. I wonder what that says. Oh, Clinton, Iowa.
Yeah.
Is that a musket ball? It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't ask me where that came from, because I don't know. All this.
A round one.
Yeah.
Well, looks like it's hit something.
Don't ask me where it came
Yeah,
from.
that looks like it hit something.
That's not a lead weight for fishing. That's a
No, that's a musket ball.
But isn't that ornate?
Yeah.
You ever held a musket ball, Marnie? Imagine
This
getting-
is a bracelet, a beautiful bracelet that Dad gave Mother.
Oh.
I should have it cleaned and wear it, but I don't. And this also is one of those cute little watches you hang around your neck. Let me see now, how do they open it like this?
It opens.
This one opens.
For the fat arm. For what? For the big arm? The big hand? Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can easily get into that one.
Now, this was a ladies then, you said? Being
The
right
ladies,
around
yeah.
the neck?
Dad gave that to Mother too. I suppose before they got married. I'm sure there wasn't money after they got married.
Well, they stopped giving presents anyways.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Oh, not
Isn't
all
this
of them.
neat?
Mm-hmm.
That don't need shiny. What'd you do, just wind this, cause it's running?
Does it
It's
run?
got choke. Yeah, the second hand is going.
Oh, really? I didn't think it would
run.
run anymore. You know, they let us play with those things when we were little, and Ma really shouldn't have, but she did. Because the clasp holds on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just a wind-up clock.
Box, it's intriguing.
Yeah. Well, this is anyway. I'm
It's a
sure
girl.
that's from
Powder Deluxe.
There's a powder box. And And there's a bunch of old billfolds and junk, but I don't know where that all came from.
Can I bring those pieces over here, Dad? I can get them closer up on tape.
$50. H.P. Johnson for rent, well, part rent, $120.
Yeah, he was the owner of that place where Dresden keeps all his old cars.
There's another one at Uric, $420.
A house on that
Well,
foundation?
yeah, they were. The way it sounds like he's taking down that Mel Old's old house.
Okay.
Now, Mapes told us if you're gonna move that over there, and I just, there ain't nothing left of that to move. It'd be so damn rotten, you jack it up, it'd all fall apart.
That would be 80, at least 80 years old.
Soren Fayberg.
Sat right on
Fourth
the
of
got
ground.
April,
there?
1890.
Alone.